So my name's Vanessa Kavanagh. I'm the project manager of the Aboriginal Riverkeeper team here at Ecological Australia. I also acknowledge both my parents' ancestry. My mum is a Bundjalung woman from the north coast of New South Wales, and my father was a Wanneroo man from the Hunter region. So I started with the Aboriginal Riverkeeper team as the project manager, and there was 4 trainees who were pretty much, 3 of them were straight out of school and 1 of them was a bit older and had been out of school and had studied and tried a few different things. None of them had worked in environmental conservation before, but they were all, young Aboriginal people from southwestern Sydney. Some of them had strong connections to their culture and to their Aboriginal families and to their Aboriginal identities, and some of them knew that they were Aboriginal but didn't know much more than that. So I thought, well, I've got a lot of knowledge and experience that I can share with these young trainees and help them gain a better understanding of their culture, help them with employment opportunities and help them gain skills that are going to make a difference in their long-term careers. So in the role as the project manager, I was able to help them gain a better understanding of the natural environment and gain an appreciation for the natural environment, but also they all attained formal qualifications through TAFE, and they were employed for the 18 months that they were on the program. So it was a great way for me to actually deliver on that passion of being able to have that Aboriginal leadership and to help others along their way. Yeah. So the Aboriginal Riverkeeper team is a traineeship for Aboriginal trainees to learn bush regeneration along the Georges River or within the Georges River catchment. So that means that they get, it's a full-time traineeship but work-based. They're employed to do bush regeneration along the Georges River. So the Georges River runs from Botany Bay in the east all the way out west towards Campbelltown and around Appin. So it's a really big catchment area. So when these trainees started, a lot of them have no concept or understanding of the natural environment. Then, they know the bush is there, but they don't know the difference between what's a weed and what's a native and why it's important to restore natural environments. So that's something that we teach them as part of the traineeship. So it's an environmental-based traineeship, but we also incorporate really strong Aboriginal cultural components. And that was one of the design elements of the project, that they wanted to have a strong Aboriginal presence and strong Aboriginal cultural knowledge sharing as part of the project. And for the Aboriginal trainees who, as I said, most of them live here in southwestern Sydney, so a really urban environment. Not a lot of them have a strong connection to their culture or to their people. Some of them do, and they have a really, their family has given them a really strong grounding in their Aboriginal culture. But because of the because of the nature of living in a city, there's not a lot of opportunities to have that strong connection to, the natural environment and the elements of the Aboriginal culture that exists there in the environment. So part of our Aboriginal Riverkeeper team project was to have cultural days where the trainees would go out with elders, they would go out with knowledge holders, they would spend time with the land councils, and those days were specifically built into the project to help the trainees gain a better understanding of their Aboriginal culture and the knowledge and the history. And the trainees always talked about those cultural days as being the best days of the project because they knew that they were Aboriginal, but they didn't really know what that meant. And so as the project went on and they started to build up a better understanding of their Aboriginal history and heritage, they felt more confident, and you could see the pride growing in the trainees. They were able to say who their mob was, saying, yeah, I'm a Wanneroo man or I'm a Nyampa woman. And then they could explain that to people, members of the public, that they'd come up and would ask them what they were doing and who they were and where they were from. They were gaining that self-confidence, but also gaining the cultural strength and the pride in their Aboriginal heritage. So it was really beautiful. I always get a bit emotional because I think, this project was about employing people and giving people an economic secure basis. But for me, it was about building them up as strong Aboriginal people so that they could go on and have better lives, and then that's one of the best outcomes of this project. I'm really proud of that. With the first group of trainees, all 4 of them went on to employment after their traineeships. There was 2 trainees that stayed working with Ecological Australia as bush regenerators with the Harrington Park team. Another one had always said that she wanted to go to university, and we helped her get into a preparation for university course. And she is still aiming to do her Bachelor of Science or an Environmental Science degree. And another trainee, she wanted to learn more about culture. And so she got a job, a part-time job or a short-term contract job with the Office of Environment and Heritage, working in their Aboriginal Heritage section, and she had a lot of good experiences there. And then after that, she went on working with one of the local Aboriginal land councils. And that's a really beautiful story, because the work that she does with the Aboriginal land councils, she actually has her own team of bush regenerators, her own team of trainees. So she's gone from being a trainee herself to actually now being a trainer and having her own team. And there are 3 trainees that she's now training up to become, trained, qualified bush regenerators. So you can see that not only is she gaining skills and experience and making a success for herself, she's also able to make success for other people. And that was something that I was hoping to do in my role as the project manager of the Aboriginal Riverkeeper team, was to influence the lives of others. And now they're influencing the lives of other people behind them. So there's a legacy of success behind the Aboriginal Riverkeeper team.